Natalie, and you're watching Free Art Online Academy News. Today we are presenting one of Andy Digger's Synopsis and Treatments, who is looking for investors, producers and sponsors for realization of the following project. Contrary to the common Iranian filmmakers who pick out in their movies the Iranian government and jurisdiction, as well as social problems as central themes, and so gaining recognition in European and American film festivals, Andy Digger, the Swiss-Iranian screenwriter, photographer and filmmaker who spent more than half of his life in Europe and knowing intensively the negative and positive sides of both social systems, is examining the European society carefully and with keen eyes. To create the precondition for his works being based on science and visions in art, he was forced to go in depth into various themes in greater detail and realize research on a scientific basis. Something conventional with traditional science was not an option for him, so he himself made his own self-educated scheme of studies, including, amongst others, law, psychology, theology, especially Judaism and Christianity, food, geology, paleontology, biology, ecology, anthropology, and genetics, and became the summary of his personal curriculum. He studied in an autodidactic way what life is and was about, how it would and could continue, and therefore combine and understand different areas of the story of life. And the essence has become a goal for his future. As a result of his studies, he knew a lot, but never everything. Cautiously spoken, he's a generalist and not a specialist in a certain area. To become a man of art and literature, he found his part in art, movie, and literature. Don't miss to click project number 1 to 3 in this series of projects. Now, project number 4, Synopsis by Andy Digger. Title, Rafflesia, the Healing Flower. Genre, drama. Runtime, 90 minutes. Pitch, similar to The Woodsman and Clockwork Orange. Logline. Benny Williams, 45, U.S. scientist, psychologist, and hobby biologist in the USA, presents in 2013 to the Institute and Center for Cerebral Research in Washington his new scientific thesis, convinced to be able to heal core pedophile men without relapse, by means of Rafflesia, the biggest flower in the world, including audiovisual and olfactory therapy methods, as he became a victim of sexual abuse himself when he was a child. The impetus and the reason why Benny decided and set as a goal when he was 15 instead of taking vengeance was to find out the reasons of this abnormal disease and to find a remedy and heal this illness without having relapses. To answer following questions: how can a man be in a position to destroy the life of a child, to kill it mentally, and at the same time save somebody else's life? By means of 3 patients, Benny is trying to show exactly the differences between the 3 phenomena: pedosexuals, core pedophiles, child molesters, and consumer of child pornography. As for the majority of people, they do not know there are differences between each of them, and they are all lumped together. However, it seems that core pedophiles have not made a learning process in their childhood. As adults, their perception remains partly or totally in the children's pattern. The thesis is based on the theory, and nature as an example, that the patient had to identify himself with the largest flower in the world, the Rafflesia. Both of them have in common not having fulfilled the required growth process. They became adults without the perception of adults. Therefore, the patient learns this growth process due to Rafflesia. After publishing his theory, he gets into conflict with other scientists, as conservative medical research is only sponsoring themes that are of common knowledge. With prosecutors and investigators, many employees and officers working in these areas can live with it as they have a secure job. With legal requirements, due to too many elastic clauses which do not facilitate blocking of suppliers and providers who grant access to child pornography, unsatisfactory legal requirements and ambiguous clauses. With the media, who, without thorough knowledge, condemnation in advance of trials, and being under permanent time pressure, pedosexuals, core pedophiles, and child molesters are all lumped together and categorized, allowing to increase circulation of their responsive media. At the end of the story, the scientist has a car accident, and it is not clear if it was an attempt on his life and if he will survive, and therefore his healing theory will be stopped. Message of the film: there is a chance to heal these kind of people. Thank you for watching.